My name is Daniel Reeves, and I built everything they had. The company was called Nexus Data Labs, a fast-rising tech firm that loved to talk about innovation, disruption, and people first. I was the first developer they ever hired, the one who designed the entire architecture their empire stood on. Every client contract, every transaction, every access key, all of it ran through systems I had created from scratch. For 3 years, I worked nights and weekends building that machine. I knew every database like a fingerprint. I wrote clean code, ran airtight audits, and taught their people how to use it all. I believed in that company more than I believed in myself. Then I met Serena. She worked in finance, confident and clever, and eventually we got married. It felt like the natural extension of the life I was already building. 2 years later, she was promoted to operations director, reporting directly to Eric Langford, the CEO. I was proud of her. I didn't realize then that I was also training my replacement. When things started to change, it was small. Fewer calls, shorter talks. The tone of her emails, clipped, transactional. Then late nights that didn't add up. Working with Eric, she said. Tight deadlines. One Friday, Eric called me into a meeting. His smile looked professional but empty. Daniel, he said, we're moving in a new direction. Your contract's ending this quarter. No hard feelings. He had already replaced me, with a junior team using my framework. My wife didn't say a word in that meeting. She just sat beside him, staring at the table. I remember thinking she'd at least fight for me. She didn't. When I walked out of that office, I wasn't angry. I was empty. I gave them everything. They gave me silence. What they didn't know was that when I designed their systems, I'd built in one condition, a safeguard my mentor taught me years ago. Never build a kingdom without a key that's yours alone. Mine was buried deep, a master access protocol that wasn't visible in their admin console. A single security layer only I could modify. It didn't control data. It controlled permission. Months passed. I kept to myself, consulting quietly for another firm. I didn't chase revenge. But then came the email, an invitation. Nexus Data Labs, 5-year anniversary gala venue, Grand Hall, Midtown. Dress code, black tie. The sender was Serena. I wasn't supposed to see it. She'd sent it to our old joint inbox, one she forgot to delete me from. Curiosity beat restraint. I went. The gala the ballroom glittered with money. Chandeliers, champagne, and smug smiles. Serena wore a silver dress, radiant and confident, the kind of look that said she'd already rewritten history. Eric stood beside her, hand on her back like he owned everything, including her. They didn't expect me. When I walked in, conversation stopped. Heads turned. The security guard froze. Serena's smile faltered. Daniel, she said, voice tight. You shouldn't be here. Why not? I asked. You used my software to plan this party? Eric's grin slipped. You're not invited. Security, I raised my hand. Before you do that, check your systems. You might have a small problem. He blinked. What problem? Go ahead, I said. Try to load your event app, or your presentation slides, or your live analytics dashboard. The head of IT, standing nearby, looked pale as he tapped his tablet. Sir, it's down. All of it. Every module. Eric's face turned red. Fix it. I'm trying, but the root access is missing. The giant LED screens around the hall flickered. The Nexus logo vanished. Then a line of text appeared, white on black. Primary key missing silence. A few nervous laughs. Then panic. Phones came out. Laptops opened. Nothing worked. Their entire infrastructure, the heart of their business, had flatlined. Eric spun toward me. What did you do? I sipped champagne. Nothing illegal. I just triggered the failsafe. Your system's security key was built to require the original administrator's validation. That's me. Remember when you terminated my contract? You terminated your access, Serena whispered. Daniel, please, don't do this here. I looked at her calmly. Do what? Remind everyone that the guy you betrayed built the system you still depend on? Eric lunged forward, voice shaking. You'll regret this. I showed him the printed contract I'd brought. Section 4, Ownership and Licensing. All intellectual property remains co-owned by the original developer unless otherwise transferred by signed addendum. No such addendum exists. He stared at the paper like it was a loaded weapon. Because it was. Investors started whispering. One yelled, "Is our client data compromised?" Another shouted, "Pull the servers!" Chaos spread. Serena reached for me, voice trembling. "Daniel, please, just fix it." "We can talk," I stepped back. "We had 3 years to talk." "You chose silence," Eric said. "Name your price." I looked around the room, at the people who'd used me, at the woman who'd helped them, and said, "My price is watching this empire learn what happens when you erase the man who built your foundation." Then I left. As I walked through the doors, I heard the alarm start, system failure warnings, servers timing out, people shouting over one another. Outside, the air was crisp. I handed my valet ticket to the kid at the stand. "Might take them a while to validate your tip," I said. He laughed, not understanding. I smiled anyway. That night, the company's system stayed offline for 36 hours. They lost millions. Eric resigned. Serena's reputation crumbled. By the next week, Nexus Data Labs was trending online for all the wrong reasons. I didn't touch their data. I didn't destroy anything. I just removed myself. And without me, their perfect machine collapsed. People called it revenge. I called it math. You delete the key, the system breaks. A month later, I launched my own consultancy. Investors who had seen what happened reached out. They wanted the man who could build something so strong it could only fail by design. Sometimes, at night, I think about Serena, how she looked under those lights, realizing too late that the man she'd replaced was the only one who truly understood the code she built her future on. They called me vindictive. I was precise. Thanks for watching. PLA's like and subscribe.